Hall of Fame voter Armando Salguero and senior NFL writer for Outkick.com. How did we get to this point, Armando?
Well, obviously, Bill Belichick has been away from the game for a year, so he becomes eligible for consideration for the Pro Football Hall of Fame as a coach. He went through the coach committee and beat out such people as Holmgren and others. I presented him there, and he got through to the main selection committee, which consists of 50 folks, media, former NFL players and coaches. Tony Dungy is on the committee. Dan Fouts is on the committee. Bill Polian, obviously, is on the committee. And we took a vote. And we found out, I found out yesterday that he hadn't made it. He found out last Friday that he hadn't made it. And I'm shocked.
You laughed when you mentioned Bill Polian. Why?
I can't tell you. I know that Bill has gone forward and backward on whether he voted for Coach Belichick or not. I think that speaks for itself. No, if you you're not sure that you did, you are 100% sure that you did, and then you don't remember.
Was there any talk in the room while you're presenting the case for Bill Belichick that would lead you to believe that we were going to have this end result?
So the way it works, Dan, is I present, and then there's the discussion/debate. And in that discussion/debate, there was definitely signs that this was going to be somewhat of an uphill battle. There was one voter who said outright, "I'm not voting for him," and because of Spygate, and he gets his opinion. And there was others who brought up the 1 year thing, just the fact that he might come back and be a coach again in the NFL after being selected to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. That is not an issue for the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And that was said in the meeting. So I assume that was not the thing. I think that Spygate was the factor that we're sitting here today. It's the reason that Bill Belichick is not a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Can I be fair to the story, the situation in Belichick, where I look at his career after Spygate? Could I look at success after Spygate and maybe split this up? That if you have something under suspicion as we move into the second part of his career, he's a Hall of Famer with what he did after that?
100%. In fact, in my rebuttal, because the presenter gets a presentation, everybody, discusses, and then I get the last word on Bill Belichick. And in my rebuttal, I pointed out that Bill Belichick had a higher winning percentage after Spygate than before. Bill Belichick went to 6 conference championships, a record, after Spygate. Bill Belichick won 3 Super Bowls after Spygate. Spygate happened on September 7th, 2007. On September 8th, 2007, the New England Patriots hired a compliance officer. And I've been told that compliance officer who worked for the team through 2025, her sole purpose, she's a lawyer, was to make sure that the Patriots complied with every NFL rule to make sure that this didn't repeat. And obviously, we didn't have another Spygate after 2007.
You get a letter from Tom Brady, and I don't know if you even thought you were going to have to use the letter from Tom Brady, but how did you get the letter? And then you present that to the voters by reading it?
Correct. And I knew that I was going to use it, because if you're going to come to a gunfight, you bring all of your ammunition. And that was part of it. When Tom Brady, who, let's be honest and transparent. There were rumors years ago that their relationship wasn't great, that there was, a little bit of a separation there. Tom Brady gave the most full-throated endorsement of Bill Belichick that I've ever seen or read or been associated with. So I thought that would carry weight in the room, and I read the whole thing to the other selectors.
Do we know the number of voters who didn't vote for Belichick? I know that you had to have at least 11. Was it exactly 11?
I don't know the number.
Okay.
The Hall of Fame would know, and they're not telling. So there's that. We don't know as selectors who did and who did not, because the selection process is done electronically, and nobody is sharing their ballot, obviously. So there's only guesses based on what was said in the room.
Should your vote be made public?
Well, so I wrote a column at outkick.com last night saying that at the minimum, the minority of selectors who declined to vote for Bill Belichick, they should speak up and say why. Because a majority of the selectors did vote for Bill Belichick, and now we're all under that umbrella of, embarrassment. We're like beagles that just went to the vet wearing this cone of embarrassment around our neck. We didn't vote for Bill Belichick, and I don't want to be a beagle wearing a cone of embarrassment. I voted for Bill Belichick, and I know a majority did. Let the minority who didn't explain themselves if they wish.
Okay, then what happens to Tom Brady when he's eligible?
That's an interesting question, because if you're going to ding Bill Belichick for Spygate, are you going to ding Tom Brady for Deflategate?
Have you been in contact with Brady since this announcement?
I have not.
Okay. Armando, thank you. We appreciate you joining us.
All right, Dan. Pleasure.
Armando Salguero, covering the NFL since 1990, Hall of Fame voter.